because speaking of movies, we last week we had that Bros movie come out, and I didn't see it. See from the trailer, looks awful. Now, before you say anything, they say, "Well, yeah, you're homophobic." No. I've seen some great gay films in my time period. Some French, some American. La Cage aux Folles is one. You got to remember, La Cage aux Folles is a great film which became The Birdcage. But it was a French film. In fact, it had a sequel. And it also had a Broadway show. It was a very good tale. And it was a great way that you took a French tale and a French story, and you made it into an American, and the way you translated it, they did a good job of it. I mean, there was some changes that they made here and there, but listen, you say, well, Robin Williams wasn't gay. It has nothing to do with that. You could play a gay role. There are people who played gay roles. There are women who portrayed men in these some of these movies. There are many different characters. That's what acting is. You're playing a role. People says, well, that's racist, because this one is playing an Asian and he's not even Asian. So what? He's playing a role. Maybe at that time period, they could not find someone that was capable to bring an audience in. You have to remember, going back to the old days, it's a little different now, because you have stars that are promoted these days the way they promote it, because you have the internet and all that. But back then, being a new star, very tough to become. Tough to be on there. You hear stories of Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell, very young Paul Newman. A lot of these actors, they started out very light and not as strong as you would think they did. It took them time, a long time, to become the way they are, the way we portray them today in the media. And the thing is that when you have a movie like Bros, I always keep bringing this up. I keep bringing this up every time. This is from a blog from the Huffington Post. Years ago, there used to be a channel called Logo. It still exists today. If you go over to Logo, you will find a lot of sitcoms, a lot of TV shows, Married with Children, Laverne and Shirley, many different sitcoms on there. Originally, it was a gay network. They had I think the highest rated show on there was just the RuPaul Drag Race. That was the only thing that really did well on the network. After a time period, the network decided to stop doing a lot of the gay programming. Some of it was moved over to VH1 and to one other network. But what happened was, and this article had put this out, this blog put it out, and he goes, R.I.P. Gay TV, a not so sad reality. Logo has decided to say goodbye to its original gay-focused television. Given the current state of Logo programming, this might have been a blessing in disguise for the gay rights movement. And the thing about it is, and it's saying from the rest of the article there, people who are gay, they don't go really all the time looking for a gay film. A lot of them will tell you, I'm tired of seeing, hi, I'm John and I'm gay. Hi, I'm John and I'm trans. They're tired of that. They want regular stories. You could have a gay character in a show, but putting them over the top, like especially what Bros was over the top, and this is what killed them. Several things that killed the Bros on there is, one, way over the top for what they were doing. Two, the movie cost about $22 to $25 million. At the time of this, when we did this recording over the weekend, they're not even 10 million. They're not even 10 million. They less than 9 million on there they've made. Last couple of days, it's been like in the 100,000s. 300,000, 400,000 here and there. They could have done this movie under $1 million. Under $1 million. You know, he went out and hired every gay actor he could find. Well, that's okay. You know, if you want to hire people, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Understand, is the story that was portrayed is something that most people don't want to watch. They say, well, if you're straight, you're homophobic, a situation. You created a rom-com, okay? You created a gay rom-com. Most guys don't go to regular rom-coms, period. The only rom-coms I think of anybody in the male category would enjoy is basically anime, because anime does it right every time. I consider My Dress Up Darling a good rom-com, because it doesn't go over the top to situations. It's about two people who ends up meeting that basically end up having similar hobbies. One liked cosplay, the other one was sewing and making outfits for little dolls. And they got together and became romantically involved. These are stories that you wouldn't normally see. Now, normally in the circuit, most guys don't even, like I said, with the rom-com movies, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, the girlfriend's the one that's dragging the guy on there, and he's like, oh, no, I don't want to see this. And, you know, some of them are dragged there, and they don't like the films. Look at how much a rom-com does versus a main feature film. They're very rare that the rom-com would have to have a big star in it, like a J-Lo situation, you know, or, you know, Richard Gere, or, you know, it would have to have a big star in it for it to do money. A lot of the low-end rom-coms, the independent stuff out of Miramax, it's hit and miss on occasion. Sometimes something comes out because the actor or actress may be new to the business and their role shines out a bit, and people do see this and they say, well, no, this was pretty good. You know, there was a movie called Muriel's Wedding, which was really good. It starred Toni Collette, Rachel Griffins, Daniel LaPaine. Really, really good film for a rom-com, 94. And this was like Toni Collette's breakout role. And it was really different from the other rom-coms that you would get, especially since it was made overseas. I think you can watch it on Pluto these days now, if I'm not mistaken. And it happens to be good. Like I said, you get some good ones and you get some bad ones. Problem is that, like I said, getting back to Bros, you have here a movie that was just over the top that would not interest anybody. You know, I heard there was something like a scene cut out of a $30,000 butt plug or something. Why do I need to see a butt plug? Other than in a porn movie. Were you trying to make a porn movie? I mean, they talk about a truffle, three-way, you know. Please, it's a three-way. You know, three guys going, you know, I don't want to see that. You know, I get it. We get that in Game of Thrones. We get that. And so that's what I didn't like about Sense8 from J. Michael Straczynski. Sense8 went way over the top on the sex and the gay situations on there. I mean, you had dildos going on. This is a science fiction show. Why did you need to put that in the show? See, you have to understand, if you wanted to do a gay romantic comedy, there's a way of doing it. There is a way of doing it. And it has been done. But again, you didn't have to spend $25 million, which probably with advertising on that, it would end up to be about 60 million, 70 million. You would have to make just the break even with all the advertisement that you put in. And then you insult the freaking theater crowd and lie about a lot of stuff on there, because we can look up these things on theater size and basically, where it was sold out. Where it was sold out, 3,000 theaters, they were doing under $200, okay, on a daily basis. That's not sellout. If it's an auditorium of 100 seats at about $10 a pop, let's say $10 a pop, and you're only making under $200, think about that for a minute. You're not selling out auditoriums. You can have a gay movie. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how you portray it, how the characters you're on there. You don't have to insult straight people. That was the other thing. I heard people that they had saw the trailer in the theaters and they were just, what the fuck is this? What was going on to the situation? And it's, you insult people like that, and you have to understand, and here's the other half of the tale. Gay community is what, 5-7% of the population? Let's give them 10. Still, that's not good. That's not gonna be a blockbuster. That's not gonna sell seats. You've just watched a segment from our Madman Cafe show every Sunday night at 6 p.m. You can catch it over at Odyssey. Check in the description below for the link that will lead you to our Q2Cast TV site.